In our previous demonstration, we saw how we can use SQL Server Profiler to gather up performance data with respect to queries against an MDX cube in multi-dimensional mode. You can do effectively the same thing to gather up information about DAX queries as well, provided, of course, that you connect to your tabular mode instance. So I've just started up a new trace here. And in this case, you can see that I am now connected to my analysis services tabular mode. And in this case, I'm just giving it a new name. But if we go and look at the event selection now, I've cleared everything out here just to try to make it a little simpler with respect to seeing the results. So if we scroll down now, again, you want your show all events enabled. And under query processing now, you see there's DAX query plan and then direct query begin and end if you are querying directly against a relational data source, or you can also include the VertiPack storage engine query begin, cache match, and query end options if it's just an in-memory query using the standard VertiPack engine. So those ones, again, are just specific to DAX statements by themselves. So we'll just go ahead and run this, and we'll just execute a very simple query against our tabular model, which I have connected to here. So there you see is my tabular project and the tables that I have here. And there's just a very simple statement to evaluate, call this row result, and sum the internet sales amount. So, I mean, it doesn't really do much of anything, but we'll go ahead and execute that. All we're concerned about is seeing data in our profiler. So we can go back to the profiler now, and you can see that we have captured data specifically now for the DAX query plan. And we see that there's a logical plan that is evaluated basically, and then we see the scan, a cache exact match because I already ran the query earlier just to test this. So that's why we're seeing the exact match, because it was the identical code. And then, of course, the query end. Now, like all of the other MDX statements that we've seen, or really any other query, when you include them in Profiler, you also, of course, get the statistical information about the start time, the duration, the database name, the process information, all of that included. So you can obviously get a bit of an idea as to how long these take to execute. And there we see is the actual physical plan that was implemented. And like anything else, when you select the captured information up here, we see down below what is happening with this. So we're adding in the columns in the logical plan, and then the same thing in the physical is actually executing the code. And then when we look at our begin statements, we see what's happening here. Select out the appropriate information. So again, if we're trying to troubleshoot something that came in from a front-end application, we don't really know what code went along with that. So we can see in here, of course, what the code actually was, whether or not there was any information in the cache to match that, and then, of course, the query end statement. So it's the same approach. You just simply need to know, of course, what it is that you want to capture, what the source of information is. Is it a multidimensional cube, or is it a tabular model, using DAX queries? And from that point, again, capture as much as you need for as how long as you need it, and then just go back and have a look at your results. And hopefully you can gather some information that will help you troubleshoot any issues that might be occurring with your DAX queries.